Good morning, everyone. I wanted to make a quick video before I went into work because something interesting happened to me yesterday. I was actually talking to Lloyd Evans on his Facebook page because I follow it. And it was an interesting discussion because even Susan Gaskin, she ended up chiming in, which was cool. I'm big fans of both, even if we don't always agree on everything. I like a lot of what they do. So, it was an interesting topic because Lloyd, who also goes by John Cedars, he posted up the video about Jehovah's Witnesses being persecuted in Russia. And he seemed very intrigued, to quote him. He said, "I'm intrigued that you don't really have compassion for the witnesses that are being persecuted." And so what I wanted to do in this video was really rebuttal that. I had a response. First off, I do want to say that if you're watching this, good morning and thanks for watching. I think you're a pretty cool guy all around, even if we don't always agree on every single point. I think at the end of the day we're on the same side here. So, good morning. One thing I did want to say was that I think it's commendable that you are somewhat of a witness apologist. I wouldn't say apologist as in supporting their doctrine, obviously, but I would say apologist as in, you care for them and you want to show the witnesses that you are not somebody who is against them personally or wants to see them suffer individually. So this is something that I kind of can't help but respect about you, Lloyd, if you're watching. But my thing is that you think that I lack compassion. And you said in your video that people shouldn't be persecuted for what's going on in their head. And, to be perfectly honest with you, Lloyd, I agree with that point. People should not be persecuted for their beliefs. The problem is that they're kind of getting their karma. Lloyd, let's be honest here. They're getting what they somewhat deserve. They are an extremist organization. They have misled people. They do affect lives adversely. So, it's kind of like Son of Thunder's video the other day where he talked about aggressive activism, which is something that I fully support and agree with. It sucks that they're getting persecuted, but if their persecution stops other people from being misled and adversely affected and having their families' lives affected by their deceptive and crafty means of studying the Bible with people, then to me it's the lesser of the two evils. That sucks, and I know that this is a very controversial opinion, but this is how I honestly feel. And I don't feel like I'm completely alone in this opinion either, Lloyd. I think that there are a lot of us witnesses out here who wish that activists like you and other people were around back when we were studying so that we would have known exactly what we were dealing with, so we could have told them from the beginning when they were studying with us, hell no. So that's why I'm neutral to their persecution. I'm neutral to their persecution because, yeah, on one hand it sucks that, they're being persecuted and blase, they're being persecuted because they are standing firm for a lie that they believe to be true that's enforced by their governing body, who really should be the ones suffering the persecution and jailed for enforcing their beliefs and claiming that they don't pressure people, all the while shunning and disfellowshipping those who, speak out against them, even if respectfully, in the congregation. And then on the other hand, you have, really forgot where I was even going with that. I got so caught up in that point. But the thing is, to say I don't have compassion, I guess what I'm basically saying is, I do have compassion. I do have compassion. I care about the people that are going to be misled by this corrupt machine that as a whole is destructive and damaging to people, and even innocent people. So it's not that I lack compassion as much as it seems like a necessary evil. If them being persecuted and stifled right now stops them long enough for people to get hip to their game, so that they realize that what Watchtower is selling is deceptive, and even outright lies, then so be it. So be it. I mean, at least there's a lot of innocent people who will be spared their lies and propaganda, and this constantly end time propaganda, and feeling like you're not good enough, believing that the 144,000 mediate between you and Jesus, and all this other stuff that they believe that is just wrong. Telling you need to die for a blood transfusion, letting their family die because of this, being okay with shunning your family, which has caused suicide. Yeah, if it stops that, if their persecution stops that, honestly, Lloyd, so be it. So be it. If that makes me a mean person, if that makes me a callous or uncompassionate person, then I'm uncompassionate. I'm uncompassionate. I'm uncompassionate to that crap that continues to destroy the fabric of free thinking. So, I think that was all I had to say about that. I'm reading my notes here. I actually wrote this down, or typed it. It meant so much to me. Yeah, no, that was about it. So, like I said, I mean, we're not talking about an innocent organization that, has stuff in their head. We're talking about an innocent organization that tries to put stuff in your head. So, anyways, my official opinion on the whole witnesses being persecuted in Russia is, yeah, it sucks. I hate that it's happening. I honestly feel neutral about it, and in a lot of ways I don't really even know how to feel about it after all the pain and suffering that me and my family and the people that I love have suffered because of this stuff. So if that persecution, sadly but truly, stops them from being able to inflict their poison on the rest of society, then so be it.